everyone. Am I loud enough? Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to PyLadies, the February edition here at Spiced Academy. Welcome all. It's so good to see so many people. Excellent. Welcome, welcome. I'm Anastasia. I'm one of the teachers here at Spiced Academy, and since relatively recently also in the PyLadies community, which I'm very excited to be in, and I'm hoping that either you already are, or if you aren't, then you will be after today. That's the dream. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to make some little community announcements for PyLadies Berlin, tell you a bit about what it is, what's coming up, some exciting events, and how you can get involved. Then I'm going to pass on to Marie, who's going to introduce Spiced Academy, who is hosting and providing you with pizza, or for the online people, the promise of virtual pizza. And then I'll introduce our speaker, Diana, and pass on, and then we're going to have some workshops. So that's pretty much the plan for this evening. I'm not going to take too long to do the community announcements, and then we're going to have an input from Diana, and then workshop time, which we'll explain when the time comes. Can everyone hear me okay? Good, good, good.
You're doing great.
Thank you, thank you.
I imagine some motivation.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Usually I talk in front of less people. So, PyLadies is, did it skip one? No, maybe?
Just pull it up everywhere.
Oh yeah, I have a thing. No, going backwards, sorry.
The writing will show if you go a few more. Yes.
Ah, okay, there we go. PyLadies is an international community and mentorship group for not only ladies, but any marginalized genders, so anybody who is traditionally underrepresented in the tech space. And it focuses on helping the community become active with Python and participate and become leaders in the Python open source community. And the mission is to promote, educate, and advance a diverse Python community through education, outreach, social gatherings, mentorship, and events and conferences. I think I said that already. Exactly. And anyone who's interested in joining is super welcome, but specifically people from underrepresented gender minorities. So anyone who feels like they may be not welcome in other spaces is super welcome to join PyLadies. And anyone who's interested, no matter what the level of experience or knowledge or expertise, is super, super welcome. So even if you've never used Python before and you think, oh, I want to learn a bit of Python, this is also the community for you. PyLadies Berlin specifically is one of the many chapters that exist across the world in many countries and many cities. PyLadies Berlin specifically was founded in 2013 and has 2,307, I don't know how current that number is, but over 2,000 members and counting, hopefully. There are 6 chapters in Germany in other places, and there are people that are also in Germany who are not attached to a particular PyLadies chapter, but who are also active within the PyLadies community. So you don't have to be in a city where PyLadies has a big presence to be involved in PyLadies. The Berlin chapter specifically, because I guess most people here are here in Berlin, offers regular monthly meetups with talks, workshops, and other socializing opportunities. Sometimes there are full-day workshops. Sometimes there are setup events or introductory events to get started with coding or to get into open source, for example, if you've never done open source. It's a good event, a good opportunity to connect people to companies and basically anything we can dream and make happen. And there are stickers. I don't know if there are stickers today, but there are stickers also. Good. If you want to get involved, if I've sold it to you already, there's a global PyLadies Slack workspace, which has channels for all of the different chapters that exist, but also more general global PyLadies channels going on. You're super welcome to join. We'll share this again afterwards, so if people are like frantically looking for their phone to scan the QR code, this will not be the last time we share this information with you. So you're very, very welcome to join as well. Or at least I felt very welcomed when I joined, so I'm just going to pass that information on and assume that the vibe is going to continue being welcoming and open. Good. So that's the Slack link. You have to kind of go to that website. It's also on the PyLadies website. I think you can click on it. Then you get an invite, then you press join, and then you're in there. And City Berlin is the channel for Berlin specifically, but there are others, and you can browse through the ones that exist. It's not only events. If you're interested in organizing things, such as this event today, there are very, very open organizing meetings. So they happen once a month. The next one will be on the first Monday of March. Details will be posted on the Slack nearer the time. So there's also an opportunity to get immediately involved in event organizing, even if you've never been to an event. Well, you have now. So, but say you had never been to an event, you could still probably sign up and get involved. It's very open to all. So that's the organization meeting. And if you're interested in the next time that you can have fun with PyLadies without doing any organizing, which is also fine, there is a board games night coming up on the 6th of March, which is a Wednesday, at the Board Games Cafe in Friedrichshain. I didn't put the address here, but there's a meetup link. And it's going to be also posted on Slack. And if you join the meetup, like meetup.com, PyLadies group thing, it'll also be posted there. There are 2 games being played that are all to do with open source and coding, so not just board games per se, but one is called Open Starter Village, and it's a journey into open source, and another one is somehow potato pirate themed.
Yes.
So, yeah, exactly. So you're all very much invited to that as well. Details will be on the meetup page. There's a link in the slides. I'm guessing the slides will be shared somewhere, maybe, will they? Yeah. Otherwise on the meetup page. You can also create your little PyLadies avatar. There's also a QR code. If you want to try that out, you're very welcome to. That slide will also be available to you later on. I don't know if people seem to be scrambling for their phones less now, so I'm going to say it's possible. And the other thing I wanted to bring up is the PyLadies Code of Conduct, which is available to read on pyladies.com, the global PyLadies website, /code of conduct, also to be found under this QR code. And I'm going to read it out. So we believe that knowledge is for all, and at the same time, our events aim primarily to empower gender minorities in the tech community. So by attending one of our events, online or in person, you also agree to the code of conduct, namely that PyLadies is dedicated to providing a respectful, harassment-free community for everyone. We don't tolerate harassment or bullying of any community member of any form. You can read the full code of conduct under that link, and if you encounter any issues this evening, you can approach one of us. And in general, always be mindful of the code of conduct. And if you are not from a gender minority that's traditionally underrepresented in tech, just please be a little bit mindful about how much space you're taking up at these events and how much talking and question asking and so on you're doing. But everybody's welcome, of course. So the other thing I wanted to say is there will be photos being taken. If you specifically don't want to be on any photos, please let one of us know. So Timna, who's going to be visible, who's the one with the amazing voice from earlier, Jessica over here, or anyone who's floating, also Marie. If you have a big problem with being on the photograph, just reach out to one of us and then we'll try and make sure that it's possible to, it will be possible to cater to that. Okay. Then I would quickly pass on to Marie now to introduce Spiced. There's the microphone. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm not quite done talking yet.
Hi everyone, my name is Marie. I'm the event manager at Spiced. Welcome to our space. This is Spiced. Our goal here and our mission is to help people and help you fast track your future. And we do so by offering 4 intensive 12-week boot camps. We have these 4. web dev, data science, data analytics, and UX UI. And the special thing about these courses is that they're teaching the most up-to-date tools on the market. We have changed our curriculum before to make sure to keep up to date with the trends and the popular tools. And at the end, you'll be able to build a lot of projects, build your portfolio to make sure that you can show this to recruiters. But at Spice, we're more than just a boot camp. We're a community and a melting pot. We love getting together for events like these, meeting new people. We have actually 122 nationalities in the Spice community. If you look at this scratch map that I scratched with my fingers for 2 hours, this is all the Spice links that we have in the history of Spice. In this 122, I'm always happy to scratch one more. A few numbers that we're super proud of is that we have 48% of female students. The report came in from last year. We're super happy about this, as well as 50% of female staff. And as I said, 122 nationalities in the community. Our alumni community is always growing. We're at 2,000, it's always growing. And the thing is, we're super knit tight. We are super knit tight, and we get together a lot. We have a Slack alumni channel, a LinkedIn alumni group. So I'm going to show you here where our Spice links currently work. So you can see really big names like eBay, Zalando, but some of them also choose to go into small startups. And the best thing is that because we're tight-knit, we can communicate each other through, as I said, LinkedIn alumni group and Slack alumni group. So if you're looking for a data scientist that works at Wayfair, which we actually do, we have an alumni, Bruno, who works at Wayfair, you can just LinkedIn message him or Slack message him, and they're always super happy to help. But about the payment options, we have different ones, and our most favorite one is what our students usually have. Like 90% of them have the Bildungsgutschein. This is if you're unemployed in Germany, register with the job center, they could fully fund the courses here, so you don't have to pay a single thing. And then the other three is basically for self-payers with different installments, for example. I'll be here during the entire event if you have any questions whatsoever, and I'm always welcome. I'm always open to do more events. So if you have communities of your own, we offer our space for free all the time. So I'm always happy to have you to see you again with your communities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will now introduce our speaker for today, for this evening, Diana Mendes, who is a senior tech recruiter at Stellantis, which is
I will share more.
Yeah, you'll share more. Good.
I can hold the spoilers for sure.
Okay, spoiler, I will not ruin it for you. I will just pass on. And she is here to talk to us about the recruitment process within tech specifically. And while she's not recruiting people, she's playing RPGs, going to the gym, and having a lot of fun in the winter.
Yeah, we can talk about that more.
Okay. So please give a very warm round of applause. And the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, so I'm Diana. You can call me Diana, you can call me Gianna, you can call me Diana, whatever it works for you. I will answer. That's the hardest part because I will answer that. So let me just go through my presentation here. Let's put this slideshow. Hi, people from the audience and the virtual side. I'm a little bit loud and super excited too, so don't worry about it. So that's me, just for you to know me well. I'm a Ravenclaw by heart. If you like Harry Potter, someone likes Harry Potter here. I have 1, 2 hands. I have 3, 4, 5, 6 hands. Who else? Yeah, you don't need to be Ravenclaw. If you like anything else, we are together on this one. Maybe if you're Gryffindor, we will need to have a talk. Slytherin is great. I like that. If we have a Gryffindor here, maybe we need to have a talk, but it's fine. I will love you the same way. I love Star Wars. Like I'm here with Princess Leia, right? I love all the kinds of like board games. So if you all are going to the board games, let me know. I can consider going with you all. I love winter. I come from Brazil, but I hate summer. Yes, I love it. That's my life at this point. I love music. So for those who know me, I play piano, I play guitar, I like to sing, I like to be active on music. I am a sugar-free person. It's been 4 years right now. Yeah, it is a hard work, right? I know. I see all the people tempting eating those cheesecakes, those Apfelstrudel, and I'm not, no thank you. I love to travel, I love to cook, but one of the nice things about me is that I'm Brazilian. I lived in US for several years and now I'm here in Germany. So I love to travel and to know a lot of stuff. And I moved from different companies on the tech side, specifically from Nubank, that is the largest Latin America digital bank currently. HelloFresh, those of you know what HelloFresh works and stands for. I worked at Meta, and currently I work at Stellantis. I'm going to pitch for 30 seconds. I'm not going to tell more than that. Stellantis is actually one of the biggest automobilistic companies in the world today. So they own Fiat, Citroën, PSA. They have Peugeot, Opel. Maybe you know other companies like Maserati, probably you know them. So when they founded Stellantis, they decided to create a branch only for tech to digitalize the company, to transform the company of 100,000 people and make their lives easier. So that's why I'm there. I'm working in the global tech side to make sure this will happen. My team is global, so my manager is in Spain, my peer is in India, the rest of the team is all around the globe, and that's why I like to work in places like that. If you want to know more about me, we have LinkedIn here. Please, if you see something like top voice, ignore that. That's not important, okay? Nobody saw that. And let's go to what is most important. Today, I want to talk about, and of course, if you want to interact, we have a huge QR code here. Please take a pictures, try to check it out, ask questions, okay? If you want to ask questions, like raise your hand to me, like, hey, Diana, I'm adorable. Can you say hi to me, please? I'm here. And interact with me. If you laugh, it's fine. If you don't laugh, it's fine. If you disagree with me, it's fine. I'm on that. And it's for us to make sure that the audience that is virtual with us and us can answer the questions. We will try our best to record those questions and answers so you can have this access later. So this means that maybe today you don't have any questions for me, but then you remember something that Diana said, I want to find it out. And one of my main jobs after today is to pull a pool of documentation so you all can have access to all the open free sources about recruitment that you can have to leverage your job hunting or to promote yourself or how to post yourself out there to show how amazing you are, okay? And I love to make sure people are amazing on positive ways. People who knows me here knows really well that, so I'm sorry if I'm too positive for you. I'm sorry. So let's go to what is the most important. I love data. As a recruiter for a special side of people analytics and talent intelligence, I'm that. So I opened LinkedIn yesterday and I said, how much positions only saying Python on their job post in Germany exists today? 26,000 results. They need to have job posting on that one. I don't know if there's someone here. Sorry, I don't see you here, but it has a huge wall here, but that's fine. So if you want only remote roles, it's going to be 6% of that, 1.5K results. But if you want to do easy apply, it's going to be less than that. It's going to be 24% of the 1.5K results. But if you want to do an easy apply remotely, worldwide, we have 70.2K results on Python. This means that nowadays, today, we have 7.2K positions from last week for this week, so Monday to Monday. So open today much more roles that are ready for us to look for it. If we look for entry level, when I say entry level, the recruiters that are here also will understand the same as I. Don't need experience. Oh, that means that like if you did the projects like SpiceIt was showing us previously, 2-3 years of experience, no more than that. For after could be mid-level to senior level, depending on your experience. So we have around 2K positions that are open with worldwide remote. Mid-level to senior level, that's the biggest pool of people they normally look for. They look for mid-level, senior level, so it's around 5K. And leadership level could be IC roles, so we are saying about staff data engineer, principal data engineer, or managers, or something like that. It's going to be around 100. But normally for this level, we tend to do what we call sourcing. We call about looking for people specifically and say, hey, I want you. So I'm going to you. Yes. I love it. I love the drama. You're not seeing that. It's amazing drama here. I love it. Yeah, exactly. Me? Yeah. Pay me a lot of money. That's what we want, right? Joke around. That's how it works. So what do we understand from this? Exist roles. What is going on? Are we looking to the right places? Are we actually job hunting on the way that we should do? I normally tell each one of my candidates that I'm not interviewing them. They are interviewing me. Because I already saw their profile. I already saw their CVs. I know they can be doing good. They need to ask me questions so I can convince them to come to my company. That's kind of crazy, right? I see faces like, what? What are you saying? Are you serious about that? So we're gonna go to one of the things that I love about job search that is all these amazing possibilities. This is where the interaction comes at this point, okay? I'm going to point it out for different groups and I'm gonna ask questions. If you already passed through the experience and if you want to come here for 2 seconds and share your experience, fine. If not, if you're too shy, shout it out. I will translate for you and that's gonna be all right. No worries about it. No strings attached. I'm not upset if you don't say anything. Don't worry about it. So the first and the most common way to find jobs is through communities. So maybe you know a community on WhatsApp, on Discord, Slack, PyLadies, right? Who is in at least one community here? Like PyLadies already count, right? 2 or more communities. Whoever used Discord to a community, like I saw hands, great. Slack, most of it, right? And some of those, okay, I see someone with a no face. Why do you feel that like you never had the chance to use Slack or this is a totally different world for you? How does it work?
I don't know that app.
Okay, someone doesn't know the app. That's totally fine. If someone wants to introduce Slack to someone else today, it's fine. If you don't worry about it. You're fine. But those are great opportunities because most of the times recruiters will be there or managers will be there and say, hey, I'm looking for someone with Python experience. I don't need someone with, 10,000 years of experience, but I need someone who knows how to do these basic things here. Oh, I know that. I can come and ask for it. Done. You already have an opportunity to talk with the manager. Great point. The other point of communities is that you can do exactly what we're doing here today. Sharing with others. Maybe I'm not a manager, I'm not a recruiter, but I know someone who is looking for a position, who's looking for something. So you want to network. So let's go to the second one, that is your amazing profile. The first thing is, if you're open to work, this kind of like image here will not be showing to your managers. Don't worry about it, okay? But we'll be open to work for recruiters or others that are allowed to see this. So recruiters can check it out on their system. Oh, I have someone with Python experience or our director. Let me just check it out why this person is open to work. The other thing is check your skill set on your LinkedIn or your GitHub and check it out if it's feasible to find it. I think when we do those things, it's so much easier for you all to be seen and to be heard. This is very important on this point. Does anyone like this kind of ideas? To check it out, your profiles time to time, revisit and say, hey, I need to give an update on this part here. This is very important for your career, right? So if you do not know, that is that LinkedIn has more than 1 billion people, users today. If you didn't know that, it's true. It was last year. They said that it was 1 billion people. It has 1 billion people there. 1 billion people posting around 700,000, 800,000 of job postings per day. Why cannot be us an opportunity to find it out something there if we do look for the right skills and look for open to work opportunities for us, right? So let's go to the applying side. The applying side is the most easiest one, right? Everybody knows that really well. I'm just going to turn to the side. Jesse, let me know if I'm not being seen. The applying one has 3 things here that I want to work with. And I think this is going to be the ones that you're going to have more questions of. You can raise your hand or I can ask like questions around it, so don't worry about it. So the first one is the basic, easy apply. Who doesn't like that one, right? Being click on going to another page and then needing to fill all again when your LinkedIn is there. So much easier, right? Click down the say, good luck. Hope my application passed the AI and it's gonna be all right. The second one is super cool. I don't know if you guys if all of you actually went to a web page like Meta or I don't know, other pages, and they saying, are you interested to work with us in the future? Did you ever saw that? I see someone with your face. Did you saw that before? Yeah. So some companies now, this was an update from LinkedIn last year, where companies can come and create this talent pool, where you can open and you're interested in this company. I don't know, you're super interested to go to Zalando. You can go there, click in here, I'm interested. This goes immediately to the recruiters of this company, and it's going to create a huge pool, and they can source your name there. So they show that you're interested in the company. And we had a call with LinkedIn last week. 65% of those who are interested in the company have more success than others who are sourced and doesn't know a lot about the company to receive an offer. So if you are really interested in a company, click on this button here, okay? Do today list. Check it out. Yes.
We do have 2 questions.
Okay, first question.
The first one is for me.
It's for you.
So what is the most important feature you look on LinkedIn for people that apply in jobs?
The most?
Yeah, the most important feature.
I think the most important feature for those who are applying is this one. The easy apply. It's the easiest one. But if you want to go to the interested, it's also good. But for me, the most important is make sure that your LinkedIn profile is on date, updated, and apply to application that is easy, if I understood correctly.
What I meant is more like, it has so many features in LinkedIn.
Oh.
Like you can have like recommendations, you can have like add a bunch of stuff that you know what to do and name a lot of like tech and stuff like that. What is something that you actually look into when people are applying for jobs?
I'm a more a sourcer side, so I look for people, right? So what I normally look for is that you need to have in your about me all the things that you're doing, currently doing, because with this I know exactly what you're doing. You don't need to put this on your like actual like job now, but if you're telling me today I'm developing this skills at Python, I'm developing this skills with architecture, this skills with models, with this skills, I'm able to define what kind of person you are right now. For me, it's more important for you to tell me your story so I can understand if you make sense or not for me. I think LinkedIn has several features for several types of people. For recruiters, it's better to use all the skill sets because then when we source inside a LinkedIn recruiter, it's much easier to drag you. But if you are interested and you click on interested, I can go through LinkedIn Recruiter. That is another system. One day I can show you how it works. And you can click it up. I'm interested in you. I can read your story and make it go. For me, that's more important. I want to hear your story. And sometimes your story comes through posts, comes through your network, and comes about how do you portray yourself on LinkedIn.
Okay, next question is, how important is a degree in the job search journey? Personal projects are considered as experience.
I think it depends a lot about the company. Some companies has a very strong policy of having degrees. And this is something that we cannot run from it. So some companies will request that, and that's totally fine. They will tell you on the beginning. Some companies will require it for you to have more years of experience to like letting go of this of the degree, and others will not care about it. The job is which companies do you want? Wants that. So for example, if you, I'm just portraying someone here, sorry. If you have years of experience, maybe someone will not care because you don't have a degree, but maybe you don't have any experience, but you have an amazing portfolio and the company wants to go with you, just do it. And if it has a company that requests like university and you don't have one degree that is from that field, it's totally fine. You will find someone that makes sense for you and you're like, what culture will make sense for you at this point. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have more too.
Bring it in.
Do you think Easy Apply is effective? I didn't get any answers to them.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So how it works inside it, right? So at the moment I put Easy Apply, it goes through a system inside of LinkedIn that it calls LinkedIn Recruiter, and then the application is just pull up or goes inside of what we call applicant tracking system. It shouldn't be an issue if your LinkedIn is on point, because when we take it out the CV, most people will look through your LinkedIn. If it has all the information you need, that's not going to be a problem at all. My other suggestion is always to connect through this networking part here, down here on the network, meet their hiring team, is apply, Easy Apply, and then if you have access to who is the person, just send a message. Hey, I did an Easy Apply for your job role. I would love to know more about it. Can you share with me some more extra information about the role? You're not requesting them to see your CV. They already know you're applying. You just want to know a little bit more about the role so you can start a conversation with them. And then you create this interaction. So the idea is not only for you to come and say, can you please help me finding a job? I know all of us need that. Okay, I just have 3 minutes. So let's go through what I think it's going to be the hiring process itself. So I'm in front of it. So hiring process has a lot of things at the table, right? So important things in the hiring process is, first of all, you always will need to talk with a recruiter about the position. Make sure that you understand the role, what is the next expectations, how many is the team, what is your goals, and if the conversation meets you or not. Then you're gonna go talk with the hiring manager, and probably you're gonna have a technical interview that could be an assessment or a case study. Normally for data scientists or data analysts, they want a case study to build a dashboard, right? They want to understand if you're capable to transform all the data that you built into insights that would make sense. That's where we're going. Normally they call a debriefing at the end. So with all this information here, I go through a debriefing together with the hiring managers and the other interviewers to see if it makes sense or not for me to move forward with this candidate. And then we move to the offer stage. Maybe you saw other types of interviews that is written here. Bar raiser is very common in Amazon, right? So the bar raiser is someone who is very tenured at the company, and they're gonna interview based on the values and the leadership skills at Amazon. And if you meet the bar, it's fine. Interview loop is very common at Google, Meta, and other big companies where you're gonna have 3 interviews, one after the other, or one day after the other that make it happen. Trial days where like Yazoo does it, you have like 3 or 4 hours with them doing a task there. You can have all the other kinds of tech ones to make it go. But I want to just stop for 2 seconds for the process tips for you. And I want you to, if you want to take pictures, please do it. First of all, study the company that they want to talk to you. Okay, make sure that you understand about the company pretty well so you know if it makes sense for you or not. This includes culture. People do not think about that in the beginning. They're like, oh, I love this company because this is the name I always heard about it. Then you discover the culture is very toxic. Do you want to go there even though that's toxic? Then maybe we'll not support minorities or will not treat you as you should be. Prepare questions for each interview. I love to hear 3 or 4 questions that it helps you to understand why you're so. I hope the water bottle is fine. It's fine. Great. Request from the recruiter, what is the purpose of each interview? So if, for example, I have an interview for a case study, what is the purpose of this case study? Why do I need to do this case study? Then study for the assessments and technical interviews with pages and websites. If it has it, great, prepare yourself. If not, just try to study. Another one is check on Levels FYI, Glassdoor, or other open source of salary ranges about this company. Why I'm saying that to you, I know Tina is going to kill me. I know I'm saying too much of this matter, is that they will share how much is the salary. And you know how much you can ask for expectations. Do not exaggerate it, okay? We know when candidates are exaggerating salary. But if you see what is the reasonable and a percentage that you believe it will make sense for you on a daily basis, ask for it. If it doesn't fit the salary ranges, the team of recruitment needs to tell you. You cannot pass through the hiring process without knowing how much the salary range is, okay? And also, check if the offer has all the benefits you need. Do you want to be remote and they tell you it's going to be hybrid? It's going to work for you? I don't think so, because you want to be remote. If they change the title during the process, is correct? No. So make sure that this works for you on the way you do it, the things you do, okay? And I don't think I have more time.
We may do more to questions.
Okay, we have 2 more questions. Sorry.
And so you all know we are gonna share the slides afterwards, and if you have more questions, so we will answer more questions afterwards. So just keep on sending them through the QR code that was sent before. So the question is, how do I handle all the requests from recruiters that don't match my profile or feel impersonal? Would you follow up there or filter this out?
Where is it? How do I handle the requests from recruiters that don't match my profile?
Oh, that.
Okay, so normally some recruiters will send you messages, and what you can send it to, it's always very polite to return to them saying no thank you. Just send it no thank you, I'm not interested, but I know someone who would be interested, and then you refer someone. If it doesn't make sense at all, you just say no thank you. So it's polite to create this relationship with the recruiter. If you think it's very not nice at all, or you feel disrespected, you don't need to say anything. Just keep it close, let it go. If it's very impolite to you and to your religion or to your relationship or something like that, don't say anything. But if it was just like, yeah, it's not for me, thank you, just say no, thank you, highly appreciate it, not now. It's always good to know. Yeah, next one.
I also started asking if they would like me to post on PyLadies, and then I just post on PyLadies afterwards. Many companies ask for expected salaries. Is it a criteria to immediately reject even without looking at the profile? Should I put a very low salary?
Never put a low salary. Never. That's why I'm saying just go to Glassdoor. Glassdoor is an open source of salaries. If you open a company, I don't know, pick one name of one company, really quick. Meta?
Yeah.
Okay, if you go to Meta today, open Glassdoor today, levels FYI today, salary ranges for, I don't know, data scientists, they will tell you how much is the salary per level. See how much it costs, how much it is, and put the number in that. I don't think it is unfair. It is the way you should do it. They can reject if you're too expensive, but they do not know if you're too expensive just because you put a number or not. They need to try it out and test it out with you. So that's what I would do. Any other questions? Yes.
Yeah, about my CV and LinkedIn profile, they are very different because my CV is usually I optimize it for the job I'm applying to, but I don't want to show on LinkedIn only those skills, I guess.
Okay.
Is that dumb to do?
So someone is asking the question. I'm sorry, what's your name?
Dominica.
Dominica is asking a great question. So my CV has all my extra information, but my LinkedIn doesn't have too much. It is wrong to do that. Several C-levels will do that. They will not put too much on LinkedIn. They will put more stuff on their CV. My suggestion is just put some keywords of your position on LinkedIn so they can find you. And then when you send your CV, you show them how amazing you are. And that's totally fine. It's not a problem. What is problematic sometimes is like, okay, I worked at Zalando, I worked at Google, I worked at Meta, I worked at, I don't know, a small startup called Wardup, I don't know, and I don't have any information what you did. So I do not know if you would have worked well or not for the position I have, and I don't want to approach you because I don't want you to feel uncomfortable in this matter. But let's do this. I hope I answered. Thank you so much, everyone. You all an amazing crowd. I think you guys should just tap yourself like, yeah, I'm amazing. And I'm gonna be around here. If you have any questions, I will be helping around. Sorry. Thank you.
Just there was something on the screen.
Yeah, sure.
Do you use AI in maybe a few parts of application process? If no, why? Any plans?
Actually, that's a great question. So we use AI at Stellantis for the separation of like the application part. We train the AI based on several profiles we have inside of the company and outside of the company that we would like to match. And then we test it out after if this actually matches or not. So this means that we want to make sure that. We use also on our templates to share with candidates for tailoring really well. So this, for example, if I have 200 candidates, I cannot send personalized 200 messages, but I can make sure that it's tailored correctly to support you throughout the process. I also use for sourcing candidates, some AIs and some other strategies for this matter. I think it's important, but also has the other side. You as a job seeker also have a lot of like AI strategies that you want to use, and I think you should use. From ChatGPT to the most high-level AI system that will apply to jobs for you, tailoring your CV for each one of those jobs. If you find something that makes sense to you, just do it and test it out, maybe testing and other kinds of tests that I know all of you feel comfortable to test it out to see how it works. So for me, that's what I would do at this point. Do we have any other questions? You're welcome. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, beautiful people. That was amazing. Thank you, Diana. And if you have more questions, you can keep on sending. Remember, we are gonna try to answer those afterwards and publish for everybody. And we're gonna share the slides and everything. So we want to answer your questions and help you guys, support you guys. Okay, so for the next part of our event, we are gonna have 3 workshops. Let me zoom in because I made this presentation and I want to show it off to you. The first workshop is gonna be with my beautiful person, haha. And we are gonna be doing a small workshop about personal development for career goals. And we're gonna be using a wheel where we do some review of our career goals. This is more for people that already are happy with their job but want to develop themselves. So this is what we're gonna be talking about and doing some small exercise about. Our next workshop is gonna be given by Vanessa. Vanessa, raise your hand and show it off. Awesome. And she's going to be talking about the interview process. So for people that have been applying to jobs and you are going to interviews and you feel uncomfortable and lost, like I did when I was passing through mine, come and she's going to be talking about it. She has an awesome presentation. She's going to be doing here at the front for us because she has a presentation. She's going to be using the TV. The third workshop that we're going to be doing is My CV by Yoku. Where's Yoku? Awesome, and she's amazing. I love her so very much. And what she's gonna be doing is she brought her CV. She has access to my CV, and yes, you are welcome to laugh at my CV because yeah, it's crazy. And you are more than welcome to bring your CV. And the idea with this workshop is you're gonna read those CVs. You can read her CV, you can read my CV, or you can show your CV. And you're gonna comment with each other about CVs, and she has so much good experience about hiring people. And if you are in the process of hiring people and you wanna give tips about CVs, please come to this workshop too. And the idea is exchange and help each other make our CVs and LinkedIn better. So this is the 3 workshops that we're gonna be doing. And I'll give you like a split of a second to decide which one you wanna do it. Why? Because we're gonna separate this room and we just wanna have an idea of a head count of how that's gonna go, okay? So I will give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to the side. Yes, you're welcome. Okay, so who wants to go with my beautiful person? Please raise your hand. Awesome, perfect. We have a small group, so we may get a corner, okay? For the next one, who wants to go with Vanessa about interviews? Please raise your hand. Perfect. That is awesome. Okay. And then the leftover, just so I can have an idea. Who wants to go to My CV workshop? Perfect. That's amazing. You guys are so awesome. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have Vanessa here in the front, like I said, and we will need you guys that wants to go with Vanessa to please stay around this corner right here, maybe. Yeah, and then we'll move TV. Yes, raise up, people. Let's get some exercise done today. For the people that are going to be doing the CV. Okay.
Not going.
Beautiful people, even though I love you all to talk, I need attention. I love attention. So look at me. For the people that are going to be doing the CV, we want you guys to get a chair, and we're going to go in that corner that has the windows over there. So you guys can exchange and talk well. We have some privacy over there, okay? So we're going to go that way, and the people that are going to be with me, we're going to come here in the area close to the kitchen.
One, two, three. Okay, now it's working. Is it better now?
Now it's working. It's very noisy in the background.
So everyone, finally, we're gonna start. First of all, thank you for the patience and thank you for the attention, as well as thank you for the interest in track art. What? Okay, just fine. Okay. If we're gonna have any issues in the online audience, Jessica will help me to understand what we can do. Okay. But initially, I'd like just to share with you that we're gonna talk about the interview process. The main point is how we can prepare ourselves, especially to the interview with the recruiter, especially with the interview of HR. Sometimes we are so technical and we don't know what they would like to hear, and sometimes we only want to talk with a techie person. So the main point is initially to understand what are passing inside the recruiter minds, okay? So just to introduce myself, I'm Vanessa. I'm a psychologist. I have been working in people area and talent acquisition for a little bit more than 12 years and 6 inside the tech environment. So I have a lot of experience in recruitment, tech and non-tech role, building people system. I'm married. I'm also from Brazil, and I have 2 lovely dogs. Nowadays, I have been working at Merantix Momentum, that is one company inside the AI campus here in Berlin, that working as a tech-enabled provider in order to sell machine learning AI projects. And now I have been working as a people leader there. So let's go. The agenda, what we're going to talk about in those 30 minutes. Why recruitment process is so hard? Oh my God, it's such a pain moment. Also, how we're going to prepare ourselves. I prepare 4 steps, do's and don'ts during our interview process, conclusion, and afterward, questions. But please interrupt me if you need to ask anything or want to share one experience or want to share a thought, okay? There is no right or wrong. There is only a couple of best practice. So, first of all, why recruitment process so hard? What's your feeling? Why it's so complicated? Why is it such a headache for ourselves when we need to looking for a new job?
I think it's hard sometimes that you have a few minutes to show that you are the right person, and you can say a lot of things, but at the same time, you don't know exactly what will make the difference. So it's very nerve-wracking to choose what in your experience is important to say.
Perfect, great point. So how to share all your professional life in 5 minutes. Makes sense. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, but to get the interview at first, I mean, if you already have an interview, that's already the second step.
Yes. So sometimes we have this challenge that is the CV, the application, all this kind after having an interview. Last thought for us to move on.
I think it's hard to understand what they want. Sometimes they don't express it very clearly. And so we can read their mind.
Exactly, make total sense of the points. We would expect it. We don't know what they will ask it. We don't know in depth sometimes the company. We don't know what they are looking for in ourselves. Also, maybe job seekers cannot understand 100% of the requirements of the company. And also sometimes in job descriptions, we have what I call it blur words. So basically, some people say, I want a huge proficiency in Python. For me, it's do a hello world. But for the employer, should be develop end-to-end of architecture of a process, for example. So also this kind of things are clear. Also, we as a candidate, we need a job. So we are nervous, we are insecure, all these kind of things. And also the candidate sometimes don't have any kind of constructive feedbacks after one interview that we do. So also it's an important point. And the main important idea is interview process, it's training. So never give up. I know that sometimes it's annoying, but your first interview will be weird, your second interview will be less weird, and so on and so forth until you'll be a little bit more comfortable, okay? So just move on. Initially, all of us are a piece of paper, and now the interview time, we can see that has someone behind this paper. So basically, it's the moment that you can show yourself, and sometimes it's a really interesting moment to be enchanted by the person and say, "Oh my God, this person has something interesting for us." So now is the moment that we really show yourself. Similar a little bit with what Diana shared. So all the interview almost has the same structure. So basically the interview with the recruiter will welcome the candidate, the recruiter will explain the company and the position, and sometimes they will ask you, hey, what you know about the company or the position, for example, just to understand if you made a search, this kind of things. Also, the recruiter will ask you to explain your path, what you made in your experience. If it's necessary, they will ask some specific questions. They will ask your salary expectation. They will ask your questions, your open points, and then the recruiter will conclude the interview, usually share a little bit, hey, in X time, I'm going to provide a feedback, or even the next steps might be this or that. Okay, so something quite normal. And what we're going to do, based on these 4 steps, we are going to try to understand how we can prepare ourselves to the interview process. So why is important check the job description? Why is important check the profile of the interviewer, as well as how you can prepare your pitch and potential questions for this. Okay, so let's go ball by ball, something like this. Okay, which important information you can find in a job description? So why it's important you go in depth in the job description? Thoughts?
What expected out of you for the role?
What expect you for the role?
We don't hear when other people speak other than you, so
I can repeat. Perfect. So the colleague mentioned what we can expect for the role. Any thought?
level of experience.
The level of the experience required in the position. The culture of the company. All of those points are really points that we need to check in the job description. All the details about the roles, as well as seniority, also what might be the ideal profile, also a bit of culture of the company. Benefits often are in the job description also, and sometimes we have the name of the recruiters, as Diana mentioned, so you can type to the recruiter and say, hey, I want more information, or even create this kind of connection. So you are really right. And then let's go to a real case. It's a job description of the company that I'm working for. So we just closed a position today, looking for a machine learning engineer focused in our NLP team. So basically the team that take care of AI in words, in language, something like this. You are a technical person, you know more than me. I'm not going to explain this. And then here is the job description. I will provide 1 minute, I'm using a chronometer, for you to let me know what is important here, what we need to have if you were a candidate for that role. So what are the points that we really are looking for here?
With code, right? So developing the skills can be very important. And developing problem-solving decision knowledge can be very useful skill on a daily basis. Coders that encodes I
Here I cannot hear and here I cannot see. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Do you want to sit here?
Yes, it can be more. Something like this. So any thought, what are the most important, maybe words, or even imagine that you are a machine learning engineer and you want to apply to that job. What points you will see? I'm a match. I'm not a match.
Developer.
A developer, be a developer, okay.
Machine learning.
Developer in machine learning, great point.
Teamwork in school because they want someone to collaborate.
Mhm. So collaborative skills, teamwork and skills. Okay. Any other thoughts? So I will just jump. So basically, what we're looking for someone that can have experience in ideation and prototype, also scope machine learning projects, and have this kind of client interaction. Also be open to working in an open sourcing system, implement some methods and collaborate, and also be ready, make something ready to the production. All the job description has what we do, your role, as well as we have also your profile. Same exercise. Now that we're seeing your profile, what might be the capabilities, what might be the competences that this job description is looking for? 1 minute. For example, if you are a machine learning engineer, how you will see, I'm a match, maybe I'm not a match.
Here's one. Need to be able to collaborate with colleagues and communicate with clients. It's a technical and client-facing job.
Yes.
That's from Tracy online.
Thank you, Tracy. It was in the requirements. Really cool. And here, when we're checking the profile, I think that the most important point, oh my God. Go.
Yeah, I think it's like the first time that you have to have experience in NLP and specifically one of the three listed.
Yes, so just to highlight the important point that she brought is experience in NLP and in one of those three narrow technologies that we have here. So you are completely right in bringing those thoughts. So basically what we're 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. So basically what we're looking for is one of those kind of technologies, as well as a couple of software skills that we are putting below, as well as we have always the request of language, these kind of things. And then the idea of checking the company profile is first, it will be your second home. So it's really important you be aligned with the culture. And also you can check the history of the company, the number of employees, also the feedback of the clients, also the portfolio, mission, culture, and also the market presence newspaper. If you're looking for all of this and came with this background to the interview, for sure, the interviewer will say, this person is quite interesting. So it's really important also that point. And then one interesting point is to check the recruiter profile or even the interviewer profile. I think that the most important part is to looking for connections. I already was interviewed for a recruiter that we worked in the same company in the past. I'm in Brazil and the person in London, I think, something like this. But it was enough to create a bond and to have a kind of icebreaker. But of course, and sometimes the person do a TEDx or do something like this that is really great or interesting for you. So it's something very different, but also can create a connection. But always take care to do not go so far. For example, to do not touch in some personal point or something that could be uncomfortable. But also, it's a great point that you can help you to create this kind of connection. And what is important, you be in the recruiter minds. Even though I'm not gonna hire you, but I will say, I met an amazing software developer. She was not able to join my company because of reason A, B, or C, but I know thousands of other recruiters and I will share this profile. So if you mark yourself, it's really great, not only for this job, but also for all the networking that you can create in this kind of environment. We are all connected. We know all the recruiters, something like this. And if you don't know, just one thing in LinkedIn, we can create this. And now the most important part, create your pitch as well as the questions. So I brought a couple of points here for us. Basically, it's really important you create a short introduction about yourself. For example, 1 minute or a little bit less, that you say your name, where are you from, where you study, your year of experience, and because of this, you are looking for this job. And also, it's really nice when during your initial pitch, you say, hey, Jessica, if you want to interrupt me to go in depth of something, please do. Because sometimes you have a pitch, but maybe it's not inside of the technical point that the recruiter is looking for. And then I would recommend you to start with your old experience. Before this. So start with your old experience, because your old experience is super far from the current positions that you apply for. And then you start to say like a storytelling, and you start with the old experience until the most recent, that you go a little bit in depth. And this most recent is more close and connected with the positions that you apply for. So this message will be the last message heard for the recruiter. So will be sticker more than the first message when you made an internship, this kind of things. I truly recommended you, when you're going to talk about the company that you're working for, say, I work at Merantix Momento, that is a tech-enabled provider. We do AI projects. My role is a talent acquisition lead. I have been doing recruitment, training, this and that. The most important results that I made was scale the knowledge of talent acquisition inside the company. And because of this, we was able to hire 40 people in 2023. And I spent 1 year and 6 months so far in that company. So recruiters are not technical persons. And when you bring the recruiter to the business that you're working for, my business is to make water bottles, and we do this, we do that. The recruiter can understand your story. And sometimes the recruiters are thinking thousands of steps. And if your conversation, it's not dragging him, it's not or her, it's a little bit monotonous, the person can start to think about the dinner. So sorry saying that, but it's happened. So it's really important. So be brief in the old experience and more in depth in the current experience, for the experience that are more connected for your new job. Pick all the points in the job description that we saw and embed in your pitch. So the recruiter is looking for points that are inside the job description. If you put those points inside your pitch, for example, oh my God, the job description is looking for LLM experience. When I was working in Merantix Momentum, I implemented a process using LLM. So it's already there. So idea is tackle all the points. Be calm and pay attention in the questions of the recruiter. Sometimes we are so nervous and the recruiter asks A and we answer B. So it sometimes happens. So breathe, be calm. It's really important. Be prepared for all the questions. If you put in LinkedIn, most common interview questions and answer, we're gonna see this kind of most common questions. Say, tell me about your strengths, tell me about your gaps, be accomplished. So be prepared for those potential questions also. Well, for example, what you're looking for in 5 years, what you're looking for in 10 years. If you don't know, maybe I can think, I think that she don't know what she's looking for her career. And it's really important you eliminate any question mark in the head of the recruiter. Salary. When you talk about salary, don't be shy, don't drop your eyes down. It's really insecure sometimes we talk about salary. So bring it also, Diana example. Try to look in Glassdoor, try to make some research. And if you're not confident to bring a value specific, bring a range. Hey, I'm looking for this to this. And always, especially here in Europe, we use gross annual salary, something like this, just to formalize it. But it's part of the game. Don't be shy to talk salary. Don't hesitate. But to do this, you need to train yourself to show in power, show that you are strong also in that point. Also, ask questions. Sometimes I really like when the candidate asks questions to me. Hey, Vanessa, you are looking for a new NLP person. Which kind of competences is missing in your team? And you're looking for this new person to balance. Because also the candidate can bring this competence, and then the candidate can say, hey, I made this in my previous job. Also, when you have some questions, you show that also you are that you are interested in the company. So also is a very important point. As I mentioned before, it's not only me asking questions, it's kind of conversation. So it's really important for me also understand if you want this. And then basically the recruiter will check, oh my God, there's this person working in the project similar of what the company has. This person using the techniques, using the tech stack, using the best practice. This person is friendly, is humble. I would like to work with that person, for example. This person is flexible, is willing to learn. And of course, the one that knows pointers about the company has a little bit of advantage. Now we're gonna go very fast to do's and don'ts. So, do's. Your pitch is a storytelling. So be careful to not make it too long or too monotonous. So you need to try to draw a narrative that can all the time you provide a surprise to the recruiter and say, interesting, let's go. Write down your pitch. I always advise people to literally write, hi, I'm Vanessa, I'm psychologist, I'm from Brazil, I'm here in Berlin, because then you can try to choose best words. You can eliminate some unuseful information and also try to embed the information of the job description. Training in front of the mirror in a camera and also recording the time. So it's really important that your initial pitch do not be so long and can cover all the most important things. And of course, if it's only in our mind, if we do not speak out and hear ourselves, we're gonna have a huge confidence. So I would truly recommend you to start tracking the time and say, hi, my name is Vanessa, this is that.
How long should this be? Earlier you said 1 minute, but
Mhm.
what should
So
you say?
imagine that recruiters say, hey, tell me a little bit about you. I think that between 5 to 7 minutes is enough. If it got a little bit so long, yes, depends on your path, it depends on your experience. But for example, can be less, can be more. But the most important point is to be an interesting conversation, is to be an interesting story about yourself. But of course, can be less. But for example, sometimes to explain 6 years of experience, 8 years of experience, and touching all those points, 5 minutes, it's almost very tiny time. But of course, check the body language of your recruiter because sometimes they're looking for the ceiling or they are doing this, and then you can try to get a little bit fast. But the most important thing is try to draw a interesting and a very curious pitch. Also, know the name of the interview. It's super lovely when you call the person by the name, so you also can create a connection. Be punctual. If you have any kind of delay or need to postpone, try to write in anticipation. It's happened. Every one of us are human and have problems, have things, so it's not a problem at all. But don't show up. It's a little bit more uncomfortable. Take care of your setup, camera, microphone, connection. Make it in a very anticipation. If you have someone living with you, try to exercise and make some tests to make sure that everything will be okay. And also try to be in a quiet place if it is possible. Sometimes because our busy life is quite hard. Also, show enthusiasm and be positive. Sometimes it's quite hard to interview persons that are super blue or super sad. So try to also show it. Pay attention to the questions. Again, try to be calm. If it's necessary, divide your screen. You can put half of the screen your pitch, half of the screen the Google Meets or even the Zoom meeting because you cannot lost yourself or even have a paper here. But of course, pay attention to do not look like that you are reading. No, 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 no. Sometimes we can understand, oh my God, look like that this person is reading. And of course, say thank you, appreciate the time of the interviewer. Don't don't use negative language or say bad things about previous employees or employers. So it's really bad because I say, oh my God, she's saying this to this previous employee. We say also to this one. So take care with this. Try to do not interrupt the interview as you would not like to be interrupted. Don't arrive late. Try to avoid short answers. Do you know Python? Yes. yes, I know Python. I use it 3 times in this project, doing this, doing that. Okay, so try to elaborate. Don't get distracted with your smartphone when your Slack notification, those kind of things. Don't make comments about the background, clothes, hair, accent of the interview. So it's very unpolite, those things, as well as can be a little bit more worse. And also, don't explain in the that the recruiting cannot understand. Sometimes people underestimate the recruiter and say, you don't know what TDD is, right? So don't do this kind of things. If the recruiter don't know exactly what it is, I say, hey, we might go in depth. What exactly TDD means? I never heard this word. So try to do not underestimate. And also, don't ask. For example, imagine that I open, hey, do you have any question? Yes, did I went well? Did I pass to the next one? So I know that we are full of anxiety, but the recruiter will let you know soon the next step of the interview. And it's a very short time sometimes to the recruiter say yes or no. Sometimes the recruiter need to talk with someone, need to think about the points, okay? I'm just running a little bit only because of the time, but this is the last slide. So basically, interview is training. Write your pitch in the paper is training. Record, hear yourself, say, oh my God, my voice is terrible. It's training until you get this kind of confidence. Write your learnings. In each interview, you will receive questions that no one ever asked to you, and it can enhance your pitch for the next interview. And also be resilient. I know that sometimes we have a lack of motivation. We want to give up. We're not gonna apply anymore. But sometimes I like to use that expression. Silver medals also can medal can learn in a lot, and to have a gold medal sometimes we need to be 2-3 times silver medals until we really have a job. So basically the idea is to try to be resilient, learning the things, and in one moment the job will arrive for you. So I'd like also to say thank you and open for questions, discussions, what you think about, what's the most tricky part, aligning with the time of the 5 to 7 minutes. So I want to also open for the discussion between us. Let's check the time. 30 minutes. Questions, thoughts, challenges.
I have a question regarding you said to call interview by your name. But I wonder how formal we should be in that approach, because I heard from some people sometimes that no, call directly by the name or call by the surname or call like Mr. something. So how do you think that should be the level of formality?
Super fair question, and I think that the main point. So I often use the first name when I talking with potential recruiters, something like this. But also I often ask how I pronounce it correct your name, or even can I call you by that name, or you prefer your surname? So sometimes I open the space to ask how the recruiter feel more comfortable in that case. And it's completely fine because you are not make any impression or nothing. You just say, hey, how can I pronounce correct your name? What's the better name that you would me to ask you, to answer you?
And I have another question, but I don't know. So you mentioned questions, common questions. So sometimes we see things like, what is your weak point, or what do you think you're bad at, or what was one bad experience that you had that you think you ruined anything. I wonder, do you have any tips about how this should be approached? Because you also don't want to sound too convinced, but you also don't want to sound too negative, and then the interviewer will think I'm a figure and will never hire me.
So it's a great point. She was talking about like gaps or even negative points that we have in ourselves, or even fuck ups or mistakes that we made. And also we have in mind, oh my God, I'm not going to share negative points about me. I'm going to share all the positive points. However, all of us passing through different experience, different, all of us passing through different experiences that we learned a lot. And those experiences help us to keep one step of our professional life. So basically, if you share that you have something that you need to develop yourself, but you already have a kind of action plan to do this. For example, I know that I have a terrible memory, but I have my notebook by my side all the time. I know that I'm not so much detail oriented. However, I try to save a day that I call focus day to go in all the details of the process. As well as sometimes we implement new things and it went completely wrong. However, it helps us to learn and also next time you already know how to do. So if you be able to explain the gap or even the weak points or even the error in your next job, in your previous job, try to bring in the way, yes, this fuck up happened, this situation happened, but it helped me also to learn. And next time when I did it again, I did it in a different way and I saved time. I already understand that this framework do not working and the implementation went well. So it's really great. We know that we made mistakes and the recruiters will see that you are human like everyone. So don't need to hide or shy.
Question?
I have a question.
Maybe do one online?
Okay, good. Let's go to one online.
Yeah. I'm returning from maternity leave and can only work part-time. Can I apply for full-time positions and negotiate at the first interview? What is the best way to approach part-time jobs?
Often in the job description we have if the position is part-time or it's full-time. Of course, we need to act with a lot of transparency. And if we are looking for a part-time, since the first interview, be very transparent with the recruiter. Hey, I just want to highlight one point. I'm open for a part-time. I have my baby or I have my family or I have my issues. And you just only need to tell this issue if you feel comfortable. If you're not feel comfortable, you only say, hey, I'm looking for a part-time job. I want to work in only 20 hours, for example, for the week. Are you open for this? If the recruitment process do not allow, they will say, oh, unfortunately, I'm looking for 40 hours, I'm looking for full-time, but if I have another opportunity, I will direct you. So in that case, it's important to be transparent and bring the things. And sometimes what happens, the recruiter, imagine that really like you, and we don't have no one to fill the positions. And then sometimes the recruiter negotiate with the hiring manager and say, hey, let's bring that person part-time because she can reach all the expectation. So do your maximum in the interview, but also be transparent of what you're looking for in case of working hours, salary, benefits, all these kind of things.
Around here, just speak towards this laptop.
Yeah. So it's kind of an imposter like question, but how do we show to the job interviewer that we are not underestimating, right? Because women in tech very often underestimate themselves, and sometimes this can be also seen in the job interview. So what is, as a recruiter for you, like signs that, okay, this candidate does not believe enough in herself, himself, so some tips like how to kind of cope with that?
One very important point, especially here, is when we talk about the results. So you have an activities and also you have a results. All the activities are in the job description. So all of us can do the activities, but the results only you was able to make, for example. And it's really important you put those results, those values inside your pitch. So in which, and also when we say results, is not I was promoted, is I reduced the lead time of the production of this. The implementation of the software was in a half of a time. The revenue goal we was able to double because so unfortunately it's result for the company, not exactly for us. And how we can do this? We need to train because if we do not training, if we do not speak out that I made this, I double the revenue of the company, ourselves will be shy to do this or say, oh my God, but I didn't made this. you made, even though if it was in collaboration with the team, but it's your accomplishment. And also to be able to share our great things and that we did amazing things. It's also a training because we are taught to underestimate ourselves, to be in the shadows, to be more something like that, and write down those points, write down how amazing you are, literally about your results, and training it in your pitch. And for sure, you will be able. And the part of training the pitch is really important because when you speak up, it's like a therapeutic stuff. When the words go out of your mouth and you hear yourself, it's a little bit shaken in the beginning, but you will be using for to understand I'm a leader because of this. I can do this because of this. I can handle this activities because of this. So it's really important also we train ourselves in our pitch to be able to speak out and have this kind of confidence. Sometimes the first moment say, I made this, but in the third time you say, I made this because I learned this and I have 5 years of experience, I have a lot of experience. So also it's important to keep training to go out of this kind of imposter syndrome.
Another question online. For people who have some level of disabilities, like chronic pain, that might be affecting the performance in the interview, what should they do? Should they already inform the interviewer or give like a heads up about this?
So all these kind of situations, they are very particular for ourselves. So first of all, you need to understand if you feel comfortable in disclaiming this information. So first of all, the recruiter cannot ask if you have this or that, as well as any kind of points like that. So if you feel comfortable, you can share this point. But if you don't feel comfortable, it's completely fine. However, I already made interview with candidates that in the end of the interview, they made, I have this kind of situation or this or that, and sometimes I need a more calm space to learn, or sometimes I'm not going to speak out immediately. What do you think about this? And often I say, hey, if you deliver the results, if you go close to the team and integrate yourself together, it's not a problem at all. So most of the companies embrace the difference, but of course, give yourself during the conversation, because sometimes also there is company that can look in a different way of this point, and even though you pass in the recruitment process, could be uncomfortable inside. I think we are out of time, so sorry. So let's be connected. I'm always available in LinkedIn. I'm always available in LinkedIn, so super happy to receive it. Hey, I was there in Pi Ladies, I like this, I didn't like that. Also, any input or anything to improve my way of being a recruiter, my way of working, I'm completely happy to interact, okay? Thank you so much.